All right, it's Sunday. What better day to be working on the Challenger? So my bolt came out of my shifter. I found it after I took the console out. It was laying on the carpet under there. So I'm using my Nanolicious wash. This came all the way from Australia. The gentleman gave me that and a whole bunch of other stuff, which was awesome. I love the soap. Okay, we're gonna take another run at these bolts. I've been spraying it with some penetrating oil now for the last couple of days, 3 days. Okay, here we go. Come on, baby. Wow. Try to go tight in there. All right, well, probably gonna have to back service truck in here to get the torch to it, so probably what I'm gonna have to do. Nope. It's turning though. Or is that just the socket? 214 degrees. If you get down here, you get down to 124 at the bottom. So how hot do I dare heat that? .443, 431. That heats her up pretty quick. I'm gonna call 400 good. Really don't know. There's really no way to get on those. Alright, well, we're gonna have to just let it cool and then do it again, see if it'll come apart. So I have completely removed the flat washer on top. I cut it in two out here and then heated it and pried it out of the bolt. So there is no tension on that bolt whatsoever. I've heated it twice. Went and got the good stuff. I'm going to tear the head off this bolt, keep beating on it, and then I won't have anything. Let's tighten. Hi, Mr. Griff. Yeah, we got problems, Mr. Griff, right here in River City. So we've already split one socket. See, so there's no flat washer on that. It's gone. That's dirty shit, man. I'll tell you what. This is $40 a can for this stuff. What kind of magic elixir is it? Way, but hey, look at the mud coming out. Holy moly. Look at that. So there's a lot of crap in there. So maybe that's my issue. I'm just gonna have to keep spraying the penetrant in there until it loosens it up, and then try to wash it out with ether or something. Alright, hang on to your asses. Beaver for the win. Okay, let's try it going. Yeah, it's trying. We lose so much. I spray it. We lose so much through all these extensions. Jeez, even the Beaver won't take it. Alright, I've heated that 4 times. I got that washer out of there. Where'd that go? Somewhere here. Anyway, I just cut it between there and then heated it and knocked it out. Jake made me a sleeve puller. This is a piece of aluminum, so it's cut on the sides like this. So it goes down in like that. Excuse me, like this. And once it gets in there, it allows it to tip. But I gotta have it like that because of the Oilers piston cooling nozzles. They are huge. Anyway, this is just a piece of aluminum we had laying around, 1-inch aluminum that he made this out of. Big 10-inch piece. He's got quite a pile of aluminum shavings down there at the airplane hangar. Anyway, Dwayne Shaw called me from California. I think he works for the CIA. Somehow he got my wife's cell phone number and called her, so I called him back. So he's worked on these, started out, I think he said, in the early 70s. He's retired. Smart dude. Gave me a lot of pointers. So right now, that is kicking Jeff's ass, and it is winning. But we will win. I will win. I will kick its ass, one way or the other. So maybe I'll just come over here to my chair and have a sit down, talk to myself, and talk myself into getting up the ambition to pull that pan off. That is one big pan. We've killed the batteries already again. Useless, worthless impact. Batteries are always effing dead. They don't last 5 minutes if you're actually working it. I'm lifting up on the head and then I'm banging on this front corner and she's really come up. So now I'm able to squirt some stuff under the head gasket, maybe get it around the bolt threads. Okay, I'm going to try this bolt here on this side, see what happens. There's a whole other issue. Oh, this is nasty, dude. Come on. Come on, man. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Damn. Damn, 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 damn. Ooh, it turned that way, didn't it? Ha! Jeff wins. Finally. Finally. Oh, look at that mess. Bess. Now we're stuck on that. This can go hang on the damn wall. Yeah, so that's not coming out. Boy, that is... So all I can do is try the other one now. All right, I guess he ain't ready. So I guess what we'll do is lift the head up again. Brings it up a little bit. Ooh, oh yeah, oofda, oofda, oofda. Oofda. Boy, that's messy dirty in there. Wow. Come on, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Heads up. Heads up, boys and girls. Heads up. That feels... Oh, that stupid Ingersoll trigger. It's gonna kill me. Stuck in there like nobody's business. Man, it won't even go back down. I don't mind that it's stuck in there. Man, oh man. Oh, we're getting loose. Head went down. I pushed her up. All right. Oh, there we go. Check that shit out, man. It's just covered in trash. Jeez. There we go. One hook off. And I didn't have to cut it in two. I'm just going to take the head off with the bolt in it and punch it out when I get it off, I guess. Let me show you. So, see that shiny aluminum? She was a smack in the head. There's the bolt holes. And that shit went all the way to the bottom. Holy moly. Ain't that something? Alright, well, that one's out of my hair. Yahoo. I'm just as giddy. I'm giddy. Because I won. So you can see where that piston was hitting the head. Wham, 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 wham. That tells me there was a lot of slop in that number 4 bearing too. So I'm sure that journal's wiped out. Alrighty, Jakey and I got the pan off. And we were in the process of pulling the pump. But I had to go out there on that old 343 I had that has the cast, great big old fuel system. So I had a guy get a hold of me in Nebraska. So I sold him my injection pump. So Jake and I went out and tore that off and got it boxed up. And I just shipped that off, 92 pounds worth. That sucker was heavy. So this is a massive pump. So you got two sections. This is scavenge. And this is a scavenge. And then your main section for your engine oil's in the middle. So why do they have scavenge? Well, if the machine's on a serious downslope or upslope and the oil all runs to the back of the pan, it sucks it up
through those tubes, and this is where it comes out. You can see the gears in there. It blows it back into the main sump so the suction bell can pick it back up. This is the pressure valve right here, and then here's the gear on the pump and the drive, and then there's a gear or a shaft to the back and a gear that runs off the crank. And that's how that works.
I talk too much. Little less talk, a lot more action. All right, we got the pistons out. So these are the bearings out of 3 and 4. I'll let you guess which one's which. The thicker ones are out of 4. The ones beat thin are out of number 1. So, is the crank savable? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. I think number 4 is grindable. I ain't sure about 3. This is interesting. Look at the size of this crack right there. Isn't that something? Goes all the way down here. So what do I see on this engine? I see the same thing that I saw on the N14. Piss poor oil changes. They were ingesting antifreeze. They were leaking antifreeze in it. That's what took it out. So Jake he's got this big electric die grinder and a stone, and he had to go in here because literally when you'd shove the pistons up, it was a razor sharp edge. I've never seen that before. It would just go bang and catch it solid. So you had to grind that off, and then they came right out. 2 O-rings. Third one coming up. There you go. Holy cannoli. Been cut for shims, and they measure like 62, 64. They got a lot of shit on them. When you cut for your first shims, you only go, I think they're only 31 thousandths thick. So front 3 cylinders were absolutely clean around the liners, outside diameter of the liners, where normally you see a lot of combustion gas leakage, and I'll show you that. So see how clean those are? They're just clean. And then you get over to 4, 5, 6, and that's why we couldn't get the spacer plate off. And then the other thing is, if you look on these first 3 we took out, you'll notice there's a nice clean mark. It's got greasy fingers on it now, but they all look like this, nice and shiny around the fire ring. And then look at these, not a one of them. It's got a nice finish, but see this? You see the black marks coming out and the heat? This wasn't long for the world back here. It had to have been maybe pressurizing it. There's a water hole going in there and there. And this one. So I got the front cover bolts out. So one of the things I'm looking for on these is oil. And if you've got oil, it means you got a cracked hole. And you're going to want to put some thread sealant on it. So this hole was dry, that one was okay. This one had oil in it, and I think that one and that one. So on these front ones, I'll make sure to put some sealant on those to make sure I don't have oil coming out. I gotta go get more pallets. I need more pallets. All right, what's gonna happen here when I do this? Yeah, she fell down. Oh well. What are you gonna do here? Huh? What? Sue me. Yeah, we're hanging on the gear up here, so possibly if I just get it like this. Oh yeah, that's not heavy. No. Man, I thought that'd be way heavier than that. Lots of Loctite. I'm gonna take that one. Time to bust out the Ingersoll. Yeah, lots of Loctite. Lots of Loctite. So I figured out how to get it out? No, I just thought I'd loosen the bolts. Jeff's lifting device. Through the hole. Undo the bolt, swing it out, let it down. How do you think this is gonna go? I'm getting away. I don't want to be near it. Move all the other riders, Jeff. Look at that. Would you look at that? Look at that. Okay. I gotta get it out. Come on out. You know what it could do is go ahead and let it down. It can't fall out. Then I'll put the chain out here. Then pick it up and she'll come swinging out. I don't recommend putting it back on like this, but you know, poor people have poor ways. And I'm just a poor guy. Just a poor old dirt mover. No, it's off to the bank we go. Okay, what do you think now, huh? How do you like me now? How do you like me now? Look at that. Would you look at that? And the crane's just coming out all by itself. Would you look at that? Look at the amount of Loctite that was on that. It's everywhere. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Jpaydirt. I'm Jeff Anderson. So for those of you who are new, we're tearing down a D353 out of a D9H I bought last December on a Ritchie Brothers auction in Tooele, Utah. It has a bad knock in it. Number 3 and 4 bearings in the rod turned and messed up the crank. Engine's got a lot of problems. It was ingesting antifreeze, leaking it through the bottom somewhere into the pan. So what I'm doing today is I'm going to remove this flywheel housing. So the first thing I got to do is remove the rear main seal thrower. This uses a piston ring in there. So I got to bend all these locks over on these 3/8 bolts and remove it. You're asking, how do I keep track of all these bolts? So different cans, and that's got the flywheel bolts in it, so I know that was all the internal stuff for this housing. That's where it went. There's some doozies in there. So I've got these cool cat lifting eyes that Dean Schatz out of Gillette, Wyoming sent me. Most of the time, first thing we do is take this tag off of them. I know that violates the rules, and I could be arrested and thrown in prison or deported, but it just makes it so much easier to not have those in the way. I've told you before, I've had a lot of people tell me this is the best penetrant in the world. It is. This is good stuff. I mean, I never bought any till I couldn't get those head bolts out. But after having it now, I would never go back to anything else. This is my lifting hook. I have 4 of these. I made these to lift D9 transmissions out with. And yes, I welded this link together. I know this is not MSHA or OSHA compliant, but poor folks have poor ways. Ooh, look at that. Just that dowel. All right, let's pull her back. All right. So that's the carrier that the piston ring runs in right here. It's not too bad. Let's check the spring in it. Yeah, that's what your spring should look like. That front one was all wadded up in there. Come on, light it. There we go. Not bad, not bad. If we got enough thread to do this. Woo! Jeff wins. Ooh, burning my toe. That thing's hot. Laying on my foot. Ooh, jeez. That hurt. All right, that's off. My phone's off. Jeff wins again. All right, so I got the front adapter off. I just had to put some pry bars between here and pry. Took a while, but I got it out. It goes in there a good full inch. It was difficult, but I got her. Oh shit. Come on, yeah. Come on. Chinese striker. Oh shit. Oh yeah, it's coming. Look at that. She's coming. Easy peasy now. Put a little heat in her, baby. Had to. There we go. Holy moly. I thought I saw that getting a gap in there, but jeez. Somebody glued that sumbitch on. Wonder how hot I got it. 300 and some at the hub, 310 out there. It says to only heat them at 200 to get them on. Why isn't that coming off? That sumbitch ain't coming. That ain't hot enough. I don't know what is. It's not budging. Good Lord. That's not coming off. Not coming off. What in the world's wrong? God, Friday. I'm a little nervous to heat that up hotter than that. I really am. Down to 400 already. The hub is 342. I think that's gonna help. By golly, it did. And there went the shaft. Good heavens, that was tight on there. Somebody torqued that on. Alright, so now this has got to come out. See, it's got bearings inside there it runs on. So those have all got to have to get replaced. Shaft looks good though. Alright, you don't want to come out of the hole now. I wonder if it's because he's so hot. Might have to let that cool or what. Oh, there we go. There it is. That's the water pump shaft. That's the biggest shaft I ever seen for a water pump. So it looks like there's only one bearing there. I thought there would be another one up here, but there's just one in the front, one in the rear, and then one right there. And these bearings all look like the crank bearings. Water and the antifreeze have gone through them. Hey, my big locks about that shit. Huh? Alright, I think that left is all together. Attached to this, bring it down. Clear out. I'm sure the tail's through the block, so it's not like it's fine. Fall out there, so it's 32 now. Voila! Look at that. We're off to the races. Off to the races. Alright, got my dowel puller out. Pulling dowels, one left. Wham bam, that easy. So this got a collet in it with different sizes. And you just tighten it up, it pinches it down. These are kind of tight in there, so I have to get a pair of pliers to pull them out. These are the oil ones for the go up into the heads. There we go. That's what it is right there. And then the bigger ones for the head location are these. They're a 1/2 inch. I'm going to get out my Cummins cam bearing tools and see if they'll fit in here. If not, I got my other cheesy one. It's really for cars, but it might work. I don't know. Hey everybody, good Saturday morning. I fully expected to have this crank out yesterday, but I just got thinking about it, and I don't really want to do that by myself. The boys are gone for the weekend. I think I'm going to need some help. I don't want to get hurt trying to do this by myself. So this video is going to pretty much bring you up to date on everything I've done so far. I've posted a lot of shorts to kind of show you what I'm doing. This video was a little more in depth, but Monday I hope to have the crank out and be able to show you that, and we'll mic it and see how bad it really is. I really appreciate all the help, advice that you've given me on getting the bolts out. Appreciate the guys who've reached out to me with parts, or they know of where there's parts. I'm pretty sure we're gonna need a crankshaft. So this video brings you up to date completely on where I'm at on this thing. And like I say, Monday I'll have a video out showing you the crank removal and the condition of the crank. And then from there, I've got to find a machine shop with a rottler big enough to deck this thing. And then somebody that I can really trust to cut the counter bores. I may go talk to my cat dealer. Not really sure if anybody in my area has a big enough rottler to do it. This is a big block. Anyway, like I said, I really appreciate the help, especially Dwayne in California. He's been working on these forever, and we have some phone conversations. He's a very knowledgeable man, and he understands these. And he was more than willing to reach out to me and offer some advice and help. So hope you enjoy the video, and we'll see you back here Monday.